It's another fine Tuesday that you have decided to spend with us here inside Jamaica Magazine, and I thank you for it. Welcome everyone, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Today we're looking out for the health of our children and watching Jamaica on display at a global tourism expo. Those and more after the news of the day. Do stick around.
We work to make communities safer by essentially looking at the structures in the community that contribute greatest to social capital building. Try to reinforce, build, and establish those structures in a way that the community can sustain their own safety and own their own peace. When we say, for instance, we're doing a zinc fence removal program, what we're really doing is improving the line of sight. If you're on the street and you can see better what is behind the fences, then as you walk along the street or children play on etc., you're able to contribute to crime prevention. We believe in terms of our mandate and our responsibility that by making communities safer, we can make Jamaica safer.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, November 9. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has resumed administering the first dose of Pfizer vaccine to children 12 years and older. Since getting new supplies recently, the ministry had been focused on completing the inoculation process for those who had previously received their first dose. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says expanding the pool of vaccinated youngsters is important to getting children back in the face-to-face school setting, which has been interrupted over the past 18 months.
The truth is that it has been very, very difficult for them. And I've seen so many of them who have suffered as a consequence of just not getting the attention that they deserve. So we really want to appeal to the parents and guardians to give as much support as possible when we begin first dose of the Pfizer to the children to try and get them vaccinated so we can get them back in school. It's an absolute important imperative as part of the overall trend. And then to the rest of Jamaicans, we want to encourage them to continue to vaccinate.
The ministry also continues to administer the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccines to persons 18 years and older. Details on vaccination sites can be found at vaccination.moh.gov.jm or by calling 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. Meanwhile, the health minister says it's hoped that more Jamaicans will go out for their COVID-19 vaccine after seeing the successful administration of more than 1 million doses locally. Jamaica reached that milestone on the weekend, 3 weeks ahead of the November 30 target. Up to 8:30 p.m. on November 8, the number stood at 1,010,500 doses administered.
It's psychologically a positive development because it shows that more people are coming on board. Probably 23-24% of the targeted population would have been fully vaccinated. We hope that the pace will pick up, but we continue to go along and to encourage and hopefully to have the take-up increase.
Minister Tufton was participating in a house-to-house vaccination tour on Saturday in Falmouth, Trelawney. He says this type of community intervention for the elderly is important and the response from the health team is encouraging.
There are people who are shut-ins who need this kind of visitation, and I'm so happy that a number of our public health teams are now doing that. This is now the time for that. The commitment and dedication of the public health team is just heartwarming. I mean, they really go beyond the call of duty. They walk uphill, downhill, through the valleys, good road, bad road, rain, sunshine. And we really, Jamaica owes them a debt of gratitude because what they do and what I have witnessed firsthand, just being out with them, is an indication that we have a first-class team.
In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has reaffirmed Jamaica's commitment to advancing the work of the High-Level Ocean Panel. This despite the severe challenges the country faces in accessing concessionary development financing to adapt to climate change and undertake effective ocean-based climate action.
Jamaica will do its part towards the 100% goal as we seek to drive solutions to the climate change crisis and keep our commitment to 1.5.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy on November 2 as part of the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties, COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland. In 2018, Jamaica, along with 13 other countries, agreed to sustainably manage 100% of ocean areas within their national jurisdiction by 2025. The grouping had also committed to protect 30% of the world's ocean by 2030. But Prime Minister Holness says reaching the target is posing a challenge to small island developing states like Jamaica, whose capacity to adapt to climate change is being exacerbated by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. A youth forum will now become a feature of regional platforms of the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, UNDRR, following Jamaica's successful call for its implementation. The announcement was made recently by Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie. He was speaking on Day 4 of the 7th Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in the Americas and the Caribbean.
I'm also pleased that this regional platform has adopted a resolution moved by Jamaica to integrate a regional youth forum in all future platforms of the region, and also to propose that a global youth forum be incorporated in the global platform for disaster risk reduction in 2022 and all global platforms hereafter.
Minister McKenzie says the move reflects the fact that currently there are 106 million youth between ages 15 and 24 living in the region, which represents the largest proportion of young people in the history of the region. This marks the second successful motion Jamaica has led for the regional platform, where previously the country pushed for the platform's name change to include the Caribbean. And finally, 32 students have been awarded with government scholarships for outstanding performance in the 2021 Grade 6 Primary Exit Profile PEP exams. 4 of the students, who are the island's highest achievers, received scholarships valued at $108,000 each. They are Adriana McDougall, formerly of Ocherias Primary School, who received the Jag Smith Scholarship for Top Performing Girl, and O'Shane Ellis, who got the Marcus Garvey Scholarship for Top Boy. Former student of Jesseripole Primary School, Kayla Callum, received the George William Gordon Scholarship for being the second highest-ranked girl. Licensed primary graduate Dejanique Hilton was awarded the Paul Bogle Scholarship for being the highest-ranked student from a primary school in St. Thomas. The remaining 28 students, 14 boys and 14 girls, were awarded scholarships valued at $100,000 each. Education Minister Favour Williams says despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, the scholarship celebration is a reminder that we can overcome.
Your success, which we celebrate today, comes in the wake of a very difficult year and a half of disruption and challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic.
She says the ministry will continue implementing measures to allow students to continue performing well, particularly with the implementation of the primary specialist teacher model. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Register your alma mater for the Forestry Department's My Tree Legacy promotion and be a part of the preservation of Jamaica land we love. St. Catherine High Past student Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently participated in the initiative.
It is not just because it sounds like a very nice thing to do to plant trees. It is a very real strategic response in being a responsible government, a responsible nation, a caring nation about our planet and our atmosphere and our climate and our environment, to plant trees.
Let us highlight your contribution to the My Tree Legacy promotion by submitting videos or pictures of you leaving your mark. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
We had said some time ago that the response to COVID had to evolve over time. And we're trying to move the process to the next phase
And today, I think, is a good occasion because we now are in a position to add outlets to the vaccination opportunities that are available. So we have gone through a process of advertising a request for proposal, or RFQ. We have received a number of proposals. Those proposals had to conform to requirements that were established. They basically, those who are here and others, have said this is what we can do, this is how we will do it, and this is what it will cost to get it done. And having reviewed that, the first group of individuals or entities, numbering 11, have been selected for this private-public partnership for vaccination. We're very proud of the team that is here, the persons, the entities that have been selected. We believe that they are very qualified, technically and otherwise, to be a part of this process, and we are happy to partner with them in a way that allows the public health infrastructure, the public health technocrats, to provide some oversight to ensure standards are maintained, but nevertheless giving these entities the autonomy sufficient to inoculate. It's a simple process. We provide the vaccines free. We will help them to promote themselves, their locations. People go there or make appointments and they get their vaccination. First dose, second dose, as the case may be, and they will have the capacity to collect their dosage in a time period that allows them to store safely, and of course all the other supporting equipment, the observation that is necessary, all the things that we do at the national arena or the other locations, these entities will have to comply with it. So it's not a different system. It's the same system, same standard, but additional outlets. And these entities would have met those requirements. When the public access these vaccines, the government has a contract with these entities to allow them to recoup their administrative cost. The vaccines are free. The government has already paid for them. And the service to the public is free. That's very, very important. So Jamaicans now have more outlets. Let me just go through quickly what the requirements are of the entities. They are to counsel vaccine clients about the COVID-19 vaccine before vaccination. They are to do observation post-administration of the vaccines. They are to have systems and protocols in place to handle possible urgent adverse events following vaccination, and to secure sufficient quantities of vaccine associated with supplies such as personal protective equipment and specialized storage equipment, and to maintain a steady supply stream for the delivery of the services. All that we would require of the public health infrastructure would be required. In addition, they are to maintain vaccine records and documentation, as well as to provide a completed Ministry of Health and Wellness COVID-19 vaccine card to every vaccine recipient, and to dispose of waste associated with the service.
This is an innovative and bold step that is being taken to get as much of our population vaccinated in the shortest possible time. On behalf of Bay West Wellness Hospital and Clinics and the partners present here today, I am excited at this opportunity that has been provided to us to participate in private provider vaccination program. Minister Tufton, you can rest assured that we continue to stand beside you in the fight to rid our shores of this scourge.
Today for us marks an important development in our efforts to vaccinate at least, hopefully more, but at least 65% of our population, hopefully before, but at latest by March 2022. And this, of course, is in pursuit of herd immunity against COVID-19.
a seasonal task. But with that seasonal task, it becomes a lifetime responsibility. Even when you're out of the parenthood in terms of the personal responsibility of the upbringing of that child, you're going to have the task of guiding that child into manhood or into adulthood. And I believe that that experience in taking the child through school, life itself is a school. So your process as a parent is a continuous one up until death.
A nation's greatest asset is its people, so investing in Jamaica's development means investing in its citizens. That begins with the youngest among us. And what could be more important than taking care of their health? It's why the Caribbean's premier hospital for children is undergoing major development work. Let's examine the plan.
The health of our children forms the foundation for their future well-being and that of the nation. So the Jamaican government is prioritizing both the preventative and curative approaches to pediatric and adolescent health care.
Which is why we address issues around sugary drink in schools, the physical activity program in schools.
To improve and expand curative services, billions of dollars are earmarked for a 10-year strategic plan for the renewal and rebuilding of public health.
We're looking at about 27.2 to 31.2 billion Jamaican dollars to build out our new public health infrastructure over the next 5 years.
The Bustamante Hospital for Children is the only specialist facility of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean. Located on Arthur Wint Drive in Kingston, this hospital delivers diagnostic, curative, preventative, rehabilitative, and ambulatory services for patients from birth to 12 years old. The hospital has already been benefiting from service and infrastructure upgrades over the years, but in July 2021, a new master plan was unveiled to further its modernization.
The upgrades include the addition of pediatric cardiac ward, a parent overnight suite, medical ward, and we will also be adding diagnostic services block, the operating theater suite, accident and emergency building, and a specialist outpatient block. These developments are in keeping with our 10-year strategic plan for health and a recognition of the importance of addressing the needs of the full spectrum of age cohorts within the society.
Over the next 2 years, the National Housing Trust, National Health Fund, and the Southeast Regional Health Authority will partner to construct a 5-story building to house the hospital's new parents' overnight suite and wards.
While it is our mandate to deliver houses to our contributors, we are also committed to community development by improving important infrastructure that will contribute to the well-being of our contributors as well as the wider Jamaican society.
$120 million will be spent on Phase 1 of the project, which includes construction of the overnight suite. This will provide a space for parents to be close to their children receiving medical care. The 3 upper-level wards will be completed in Phase 2. Children attending the hospital will get to experience an environment that is aesthetically pleasing and therapeutic in nature.
The project was designed to enhance customer experience through the use of artwork and modernistic architectural concept. And from my part, I'm going to put on the makeup, which is the greenery surrounding it. I personally think we're also going to add some birds and animals to create home away from home kind of a look.
The hospital's development will also be enhanced by planning improvements to the roadway along Arthur Wint Drive. This will be widened to create 4 lanes with proper signalization and a possible overhead bridge with direct entry into the hospital. In the meantime, progress is taking shape as a new pharmacy was opened at the hospital in June 2021. It was constructed at a cost of $70 million, courtesy of the National Health Fund. This new state-of-the-art pharmacy offers a spacious environment to serve its approximately 8,000 clients monthly. It is equipped with increased dispensing windows and a sterile room to protect the integrity of the prescription drugs. So with all this, staff, parents, and their children in a near future will be able to enjoy healthcare delivery and healing in a more convenient, safe, and caring environment.
So many wish they could visit our shores. We live where they vacation. Brand Jamaica beckons all from the four corners of the earth.
Well, as a Jamaican, I have great pride in selling it. Your pride that you sell Jamaica with is something that it rolls off. Jamaica has so much to offer, and every time I have the privilege of bringing an executive down to Jamaica, an executive from an airline or a tour operator or a travel agency, and you take them across the country, the pride that they said, wow, I can't imagine, especially when it's their first time. Wow, I love this.
Build it. Cherish it. Our wealth is Brand Jamaica.
Jamaica continues to make a splash at the World Expo 2020 in Dubai, entertaining and luring visitors with spontaneous street parties in the midst of shipping containers from across the world. The global event opened on October 1 and will continue to showcase the products, craftsmanship, technology, trade and culture of participating nations until March 31, 2022. And the Jamaican Pavilion continues to be a hit among the thousands attending the event in the United Arab Emirates. Here's why.
Puss broke coconut in a Jamaica eye. How else can we define the audacity of a tiny nation that time and again not only stands with the big players, but surpasses them? After dominating the Tokyo Olympic 2020 Games in athletics and decorating our chests at the Diamond League Games, here we are on another world stage saying boldly, I am here. Sounds cliche, but it's true. We're little but with talawa. And so, as 191 countries around the globe congregate for World Expo 2020 in Dubai, it's no surprise that Jamaica has been highlighted among the 13 coolest pavilions.
The fact that Time of Dubai has selected Jamaica as one of the coolest kids on the block, so to speak, is really, really refreshing for us. I'm very thrilled that Jamaica was selected in this and presented in this article. We have been trying to make sure that even though Jamaica is a small island state, so to speak, that our voice is heard loud and clear across the world.
What is even more impressive is the fact that this is Jamaica's first time participating in the Expo with its own pavilion.
The genesis of the pavilion is that Jamaica moves the world and connects the world. When you see the pavilion, there are bold pictures of people outside and scenes of Jamaica. And then when you get on the inside now, it's like a spontaneous party, as you say, a block party, but with containers from all over the world, because we have influenced, we are influencing quite a bit of international cities.
Jamaica's pavilion is a gift from the United Arab Emirates with specific designs from Team Jamaica. These include zones dedicated to our cultural heritage, prowess in sport and business, and access to some real reggae music.
We actually have a music studio, and I think that is what really captured the Time Out attention, because they came into this place and but we can listen to Jamaican music, we can create our own playlist and, have a vibe of our own.
World Expo provides an international stage for countries to engage in cultural diplomacy and interact with the host country, other participants, potential tourists, trade partners, and investors. World Expo 2020 Dubai will be held October 1, 2021 to March 31, 2022 under the theme Connecting Minds, Creating the Future.
Practice good hygiene by washing your hands frequently using soap and water. Here's how you should do it while conserving water. Turn on the tap to wet your hands, then turn off the pipe. Lather your hands and the tap with soap. Turn on the tap and wash your hands, back, front, and in between fingers. Use some of the water to wash off the tap, then turn it off. Dry your hands with disposable hand towels. If you don't have running water, use a hand rub containing 62% or more alcohol. If hand sanitizers are not available, rubbing alcohol, Dettol, white rum, or household bleach will do the trick. And if all else fails, let hand washing and the handling of potable water be a two-person event. Each person will take turns pouring and washing hands with sitting water. Now is a good time to consider installing a tap on your containers to reduce the risk of water contamination. Faucets can be easily attached to drums, buckets, or 5-gallon water bottles. And to ensure that the outside of the containers are clean when recapping, disinfect it with hand rub containing alcohol that's 62% or more. The 5 R's of water conservation are also necessary to practice. Reduce water wastage by investing in water-saving devices. Reuse water at least twice before discarding. Replace leaking pipes, faucets, and other plumbing equipment. Recycle wastewater and use it for gardening, car washing, or cleaning of public spaces. And reclaim water through rainwater harvesting. We all must play our part to ensure there's water to combat the coronavirus and stave off prolonged drought.
This is where Jamaica Magazine wraps today. It was a pleasure bringing today's stories to you. If you want to find out about other great things happening in the country, come back tomorrow. Another Jamaica Magazine will be published, same time on this station. Of course, all our programs are uploaded to the JIS YouTube channel and our website, jis.gov.jm. Visit us there and on all the social media platforms. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson, on behalf of the entire production team, saying thank you so much for your company and thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.